Hmm?
Who knows?
What can you do? Nothing.
Welcome to the I Hate Critics Movie Review Podcast 1994. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. I just always like to surprise you guys with the start of the show.
Did you get my rant about being lonely?
No.
Okay. Thank you. No one else needs to hear that.
Hi, MJ.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Amy.
I'm professional asshole, Amy. Nice to see you.
Who's the sponsor of the show?
Well, the sponsor of the show is the Pontiac Fiero. It is, would you say it's the north of cars?
It's the Malamar of cars.
It's the Malamar of cars. I hate Malamars. They're gross.
They apparently paid somebody to put them in Bruce Willis's mouth in this movie.
I mean, that's weird. Of all the things, it's like, hey, with all the product placement and stuff, maybe a Snickers? But a Malamar? This is it's like 1965?
I mean, apparently.
I mean, this movie.
With the references, I mean, it might as well be. Well, yeah, that even in 1965, a Walter Winchell reference is still not timely. But
yeah, we watched the movie North.
Yeah.
Starring the sweetest little Elijah Wood in the world.
The movie made famous, of course, not by itself, but by Roger Ebert hating it so much.
Watching the review of this movie first
actually got you excited.
It actually did. I was thinking, I might actually like this for some odd reason. I didn't. I mean, it didn't turn out that way, but
no, as often happens, Ebert was proven correct.
Right, yep. Ebert actually said about this film, he's like, even when I'm just thinking about this movie, I'm cringing. And it's like right in the middle of this movie, I'm like, I get that now. I understand. Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying, Ebert.
Way ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time.
Roger Ebert invented cringe culture.
Oh.
He was the first reaction channel.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird, though, if you think about it. Yeah. Poor Ebert. Anyway.
Elijah Wood stars as a kid who wants to divorce his parents, played by Elaine Bettis and George Costanza.
I mean, like, literally. Julia Louis-Dreyfuss. And
the last thing I ever wanted to see was George and Elaine cuddling. That was not anything I needed.
Standing up cuddling. It's so...
What a weird choice to have them to be like the wholesome parents.
Yeah.
Who are like...
Yeah. Well, not even that. That wasn't even the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
The weirdest thing was the jobs and the names in this movie.
We'll get to that because it's all a dream. So, I mean, that explains, like,
dude, no one's
Arthur...
going to watch it now because you just gave it away that it's all a dream. God, spoilers.
Arthur Belt and Judge Buckle, like, yeah, this was a child's dream.
Oh, it was. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
And there is a heightened reality throughout the dream sequence. So I get what Rob Reiner was going for. Doesn't make it any good.
No. No, and it's weird because
also this child is writing very sophisticated jokes for a child. Like I'm not sure a child's dream includes the line the only barren place here is my wife's womb.
Oh my God. Incidentally, is my favorite line in this movie. I love it so because I saw it in the Ebert review and I just started laughing, and then I saw it in the real movie and I'm like, I should be sad, I should be tearing up, but it was the funniest fucking thing. I want it on a t-shirt. I love it so much. The only thing barren on this island is my wife. Like, I was gonna say, like, if that's a dream, I just feel like Elijah's character wouldn't really know what being barren means.
Yeah.
Wouldn't really understand.
What is he like? What is he, 12?
Yeah, 6th grade. So 11, 12. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, unless you're learning about...
And he's making references to Walter Winchell.
Like we did back in the 90s.
In the 90s, Refer to a 1930s radio man.
Constantly bringing up, well, that's why you and I got into radio. It's because of Walter Winchell. Yeah,
the influence
obviously.
he had on all of our lives. MJ, who's Walter Winchell?
Not to be confused with Lisa Welchel. From Facts of Life.
Another reference that is too old.
Oh, Sorry, Fuzzy's used to it now.
No idea what's going on.
Who is today's Walter Winchell? Would that be Lester Holt, maybe? Or
Would it be, though? I mean...
I don't know.
I like Lester.
Really isn't no Walter Winchell today, is there?
Did we need one?
Is it the TMZ guy?
Oh, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. That guy, dude, that's not a real job. That's not a real job. You're a horrible human being. Anyone who works for TMZ, also horrible people who don't deserve to live. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, Walter Winchell was a pretty horrible guy himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't a newsman, per se. I mean, that was the technical job, but he was like a lot of that shit was just gossip nonsense.
Page 6 rumors. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I suppose it would be
the TMZ guy.
TMZ guy. We all know him. We don't know his...
We don't know.
And you know what? We don't care. We don't fucking care.
It's Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is the new...
I hate Ben
the most
Shapiro.
trusted voice in America. I'm sorry, guys. I get all my news from Daily Wire.
Oh, do you? After he turns off Fox News, he's going to head over to Daily Wire. Ugh. How can I lick Trump's asshole today? God.
I'm sorry you're infected with the woke mind virus or whatever it is that's wrong with you.
You know, you're a woman. I think that's pretty much expected of me to be a woke person, what with having a vagina and all.
And cats.
And cats. You know what? Everybody they kept sending me that, and it's like, I know I should feel really attacked. But look at the source. And then should I be?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're like he looks like a Cabbage Patch doll.
Plus, you know, anytime he's around, you have to chase him off the couch with one of those spray bottles.
Oh my God. You know, I did love that meme where it's, you know, it's the girl, the guy's looking back at the woman, and then his girlfriend's right there, like kind of looking shocked. And they have the one where it's JD Vance, the one walking this way is a couch, and over here's this one. And he's like, hey.
No. The best JD Vance meme from the whole couch thing is JD, his wife, they're sitting on a couch, reefer challengers.
Oh my God.
That's a blessing. That's an absolute blessing. My God, I love it so much. Anyway, fuck them. North.
Yeah.
You know, also fuck this movie because wow.
It's a little racist.
I think you mean it's a lot of racist. Kathy Bates as an Eskimo with the really they really tanned her up.
She really did. She basically put on blackface, a brown face, I guess you would call it. And,
yeah. Abe Vigoda, same thing. You know, TV's
God.
Fish. He's dressed up as an Eskimo.
Of its time. No, it was fucking shitty to do it then. It was shitty to do it then. They knew it was shitty to do it. They did it anyway.
Okay. You're a little woke, okay? You need to calm back down.
It's your fault. You've got the woke mind virus, and I'm sitting next to you.
That's true. It's like getting worms. Isn't it? It's just like getting worms. Is that how you get worms?
Abe Vigoda, not the first choice for that role. But you know what's funny about this movie's IMDb page and the IMDb trivia is that every entry begins with such and such actor didn't like the script, but was talked into being in this movie.
You know what? It shows. It does show. Wow.
Kathy Bates, who plays the Eskimo mom, married to Graham Greene. So North is going around to various different families and auditioning them to be his new parents because he's divorcing his parents who have fallen into a catatonic state.
Yeah.
Where they're like wheeled around on like, they're just wheeled around completely comatose, but their eyes are open.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't say anything in court, and Alan Rachins is their lawyer, and he doesn't even offer defense as North is just, you know, offering to divorce. Again, I know it's all a So you can't. The movie could just make that excuse over and over again.
Yeah, but
no. It's heightened because it's all a dream. It's fine.
That's not how this. Because it's still a shitty story. Now, again, here's what upsets me.
It is from the perspective of his child.
But see, I adore Alan Zweibel. I love him, love him. So to actually see him in this movie and to know that he wrote it
based off of his novel.
Well, I mean, I bet the novel is actually probably cool.
Rob Reiner's interpretation of it, however, is just desperately ham-handed. And, wow.
And again, the little gags in this movie, they remind you of like a Mel Brooksian kind of Carl Reiner kind of thing. They do. But God, they don't work at all in these. They do not work at all.
It's just like it's the dumbest fucking humor. And I know it's aimed at children. And I realize that, again, this is supposed to be a child's dream. So they don't want to make anything too sophisticated. So like when he goes to audition Parents in Texas, it's Ma and Pa Texas, played by Dan Aykroyd and Reba McEntire. And of course, every joke is everything is bigger in Texas.
Yep.
So that's just, they make it like everything bigger.
Ugh.
Including him.
There's
a musical number where they want to make him super fat.
Like their son that's dead.
And that's the joke.
Yeah.
Is that they want him to be the biggest person in Texas.
Yeah. And then we get the sadness of their story of their son who died by a stampede.
The biggest stampede in Texas.
Oh, well, everything's big in Texas. Not everything.
Would children find these jokes funny?
No, and
I don't think so.
No.
Because that's what's supposed to happen. Is children are supposed to find this funny.
Here's the thing. I remember being a kid and loving the movie The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Do you think I
actual
movie starring Dolly Parton? It's fucking fantastic. I can still hear the music in my head. That little moment with Reba and Dan Aykroyd, it reminded me of the whole like dance around the chicken ranch. Like that's what that reminded me of. And I don't know if that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like
not in a kid's movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was too young. I shouldn't have watched Best Little Whorehouse in Texas when I was 7. But Mom was like, "Yeah, you can watch it. It's fine." I mean, people got their tits out in this movie. It's like
not Dolly,
not Dolly. The one you want to see.
Oh
no!
Wow. Dolly is a national treasure, and we will not talk about Dolly's breasts.
I mean, they're there. I think that's wrong. We should celebrate them. They are also national treasures.
You're an 80s dad?
Yeah, I am. It might as well be.
Because your womb is the only barren place on this island?
Such a great Just the look on his face when he says it, and then the look on hers when she's kind of looks over and she's like, "What?" I'm like, God, that's good. That's so good. Why couldn't I have a movie just about that? Just take that couple from Hawaii. Let's make a film about them. You know what I mean? And her journey.
She dated Ross on Friends.
Ross on Friends. Yep. She's Julie. It's nice to see her. I mean, I didn't like her on Friends, but it's nice to see her.
So yeah, he goes to Hawaii is the next stop after Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Because he decides not to be the fattest person in Texas.
Can you blame him?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And he decides he doesn't want to be the asshole of Hawaii.
His crack. Oh. His crack's going to be everywhere in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I have to unpack this for you again, because it's a reference to like a 1950s, 60s
Coppertone. It's Coppertone.
ad. It's a Coppertone suntan lotion ad where there's a little girl on the beach and a dog is pulling down her pants.
Yep.
So you can see the tan line above her pants and her little tiny crack. And that's the picture that goes everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So here it is. There.
That's the Coppertone girl.
I remember that.
Yep.
Wasn't there a rumor that Jodie Foster was the Coppertone girl? Remember that going
Was
around?
there?
There was a rumor like that. I don't know if it was Jodie Foster or not, but
it's somebody like that.
yeah, it was
sure.
somebody famous, and they said that was her. Was it Pamela Anderson? Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, sorry, but Joyce Ballantyne purportedly used her daughter Sherry as her model.
Good to know.
You want to talk more about the
Not
Coppertone
really.
girl? You know what I hate? exposing her ass for everyone to
crack.
see. That's horrible.
It's her crack.
Well, okay,
As Elijah Wood made clear, you don't want to put your crack everywhere.
but why not? I mean, I don't want Elijah Wood's crack everywhere. You know?
They really thought it was funny to call it crack, to say crack over and over
Yeah,
again. They really thought that joke was going to hit with the kids.
I left the room several times, and each time I walked back in, he was saying crack. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. What did I walk into?
You know, I can't say he's wrong because in this day and age, that kind of thing would go viral. And I know this because I'm a fan of professional wrestling. And I'll tell you this.
Okay.
There's a wrestler by the name of Nia Jax who was wrestling in a tag team match. And she got knocked off onto the apron, which is the hardest part of the ring. And when she landed on her ass on the side of the ring and fell off, she just got up, my hole! Just screamed it as loud as she could, and it became a huge meme.
I think I've screamed that once, too. No, I said wrong hole.
Oh!
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
I really did.
Mm.
Oh, you know what?
I will be deleting that from my brain later as soon as I figure out how to make a memory wipe.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it later. I know you're dying to know. Oh my God.
So yeah, that makes
Yeah.
him leave Hawaii because they want to put his crack everywhere on all the billboards and whatnot.
Which I'm sorry, I would be like, let's do this. Imagine the money you could make.
I mean, you get to live in Hawaii.
Yeah, what do you want? You
All you got to do is give up your crack.
I said that once too. I don't know. You know,
So he goes to Alaska.
he goes to Alaska.
Kathy Bates and Graham Greene. Kathy Bates and Brownface.
Oh God, it's so bad.
It's viscerally
bad.
terrible.
Oh,
Abe
no.
Vigoda in Brownface
Yeah,
as the grandfather.
the
And
Italian
reason,
Eskimo.
the reason that North decides to leave is because the grandfather, he gets very emotional about the grandfather, even though he met him like 2 seconds ago.
He
Gets
just
very emotional about it.
because he likes old people. Is
I guess
what,
he likes
what,
old
what they
people.
said. You know, thank God for Bruce Willis's voiceover. Bruce Willis, the one line through all of this, I guess, he weaves together the story.
So Abe Vigoda doesn't want to leave his family, but he's old.
He's old. So the gag is you have to get rid of the old people by sending them down the river. Apparently.
Literally.
Literally. Like they put him on like a little an ice
Flow.
flow and just push him on his way. And the little gag of like putting the one guy on there with an armchair and a TV and a remote. It's like that would have been funny in any of the parody movies we watched. It does not work here at all. At all.
So this is somehow somewhere somebody got it in their heads that this was some kind of like Eskimo tradition that when an elderly person got to a point in their life where it looked like they were about to die or they were very, very old, that they would put them on an ice floe and float them off to their death.
I don't understand. Okay, then why give him, why give the one guy an armchair and a TV? I don't like.
Apparently, this might have been a real thing that ended in the 1930s, like Walter Winchell.
References.
But no, senilicide, as it's called, killing old people, was never a universal custom among Eskimos.
Okay.
That's just bullshit. It's just fucking
Never happened.
bullshit that we made up. White people go someplace, we make up some bullshit, and come back and tell everyone, this is the way it is. They put their old people on ice floes.
You know, and that's how you get a cultural anthropology job. You lie. Have you not? What was it? The Richard Dreyfuss movie? That fucking Mr. Krippendorf's Tribe?
God. What were we even doing in the
I
90s?
don't know. But we
God.
hated anything that wasn't white. I mean,
Man.
that's just it. That's straight up it.
There's like this movie, I don't know if we've come upon it yet, or maybe hopefully we're past it, where Tim Allen plays a guy whose wife was a missionary, and she went off to the jungle to do missionary work and raised their child entirely in the jungle. And then they brought the kid back to live with his dad in the city. And so it's this little boy who's been raised in the jungle living in the city.
So it's fish out of water.
It's a fish out of water story. But then every joke is just him doing stuff he would do in the jungle, but in the city.
So is this George with the jungle? Sounds
Jungle to jungle.
jungle to, really? Oh, because New York is like a
New
jungle.
York's kind of like a jungle. You get it? Yeah.
Oh, shoot me.
Oh, no.
You know what? Let's take me to an ice floe and just push me down. I don't mind. We'll just take a weighted blanket.
So yeah, we just got all the racism we can into this. Let's just get all the racism into this one. It's fine.
Guys, could you watch this? I want to make sure it's racist. Or is it racist enough? You know what I mean? God. Just horrendous. Horrendous.
And we can do this because Graham Greene's in the movie. He's a Native American. You fucking asshole. It's not all the same, you fucking asshole.
That's, but...
He's Rob Reiner's a liberal.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Dude, you were one of the best parts of All in the Family. Shit. What is this? What is this shit? I don't get it.
It's so bad.
I don't get it.
So after that, of course, we're in full-on cringe mode.
Yeah.
And then the movie decides to montage several of the locations where North might find a family. And, I mean, we're just cringe. They go to, when they're on their way to China and they hit the gong.
Oh, when they go to Zaire and they have the beads
they go
on.
To Africa.
And then he sees the woman's boobs and
that
he's just...
National Geographic joke about how people in Africa don't wear shirts, they have clothes.
And then he says, I'm really sorry, but I just don't think I get a lot of homework done here, because he's staring at her tits.
And it's a child. He's not doing that.
It's a child staring at the breasts of the woman who is auditioning to be his mother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how does anyone look at this scene and go, yeah, this is funny as fuck, right? We got this one. Nailed it.
Yeah. Are you okay? Do you need a hug?
I am not okay, actually. I am scared.
Do you want to get on the ice floe with me?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's just float away.
Just float away. Just float away.
Float away.
We don't have to stay here anymore. That's fine.
I'll just shout racist scenes from this movie to you.
From far away, just, I remember this part. That's great.
Shut up, Sean!
He's in the one behind us, and he keeps, following us with movies.
We're trying to die peacefully here.
Go away.
So I just want to run down a few of the people some people who survived this and some people who got bad advice to be in this.
Oh, God, yeah.
So Bruce Willis was in this movie. He plays a nurse-like guardian angel in his dream. He plays every character in every location, but not the same character, but he has some of the same advice every time.
Right.
Whatever. He's an Easter bunny. He's a cowboy. He's an Eskimo. To Bruce's credit, he didn't do brownface.
That's true. That's true.
The one guy who didn't do brownface.
I'll give him that.
He's the Republican.
Yeah, he's the... Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
Jesus
it's hilarious.
Christ.
The irony of that just hit me. Bruce passed on this. He disliked the script. And then his wife, Demi Moore, said he should do it. Because she was just in A Few Good Men, directed by Rob Reiner, and thought,
honey,
you should be in a Rob Reiner movie.
Yeah.
Another person who was cast in this movie, but then had to then dropped out, was John Candy.
Smart move, Mr. Candy.
John Candy was cast as Pa Tex. He really wanted to work with Rob Reiner, big fan, but he found the stereotypes in the script to be insulting and he passed.
Oh, and then you went and did Angels in the Outfield?
I mean, take Angels in the Outfield. He was in that?
Yeah. He was the announcer, like Bob Uecker.
Oh, well, good for him. That's a far better choice than this.
We did a podcast episode on it. You
on
don't
Angels
remember?
in the Outfield?
Yeah.
Thought we skipped Angels in the Outfield.
No. Oh, it's not Angels in the Outfield. It's the one with the boy with the...
Oh, Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
That was bad, yeah.
That was bad.
But not as bad as this.
John Candy was the smartest man.
So
pass up.
Kathy Bates disliked the script and was also advised to turn the movie down by her agent. But she felt so indebted to Rob Reiner because he got her an Oscar for Misery that she said, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yeah, but you know what? Don't do things out of pity or out of oh, I feel like I owe you this one. I'll do it. But I mean, no, absolutely not. Bitches, we don't owe anyone anything at all.
Yeah, just everybody who was shown this was like
Unbelievable.
We really shouldn't do this.
But somebody should have said to hey Rob, I think this is a bad idea.
Yeah. How did nobody say that? How did so many people agree to be a part of this movie? Well, I don't understand.
I think a lot of it is that they're all friends. You know what I mean? Like Rita, Tom Hanks'
then
wife,
they needed to talk to each other and say, "Hey, this is a horrible movie. Let's all not do this."
Okay, but you know what? It's the J-Lo defense here because it's like you want to make this movie. You really like Alan Zweibel's book. Let's say it's like J-Lo asking Jane Fonda to be in her movie. And Jane's like, "Honey, this is not good." But she was in it anyway. See, that's what friends do.
Do you wonder maybe if Bruce and Demi's went, like their marriage was on the rocks and like she's like, a good way to destroy my husband.
How could I take him down?
He's currently making Color of Night, but if I can also get him into North, this thing's done.
Color of Night, didn't that star his penis? It did, didn't it?
It starred somebody's penis. I can't guarantee that it was his.
I'll be the judge of that. I think of my drag queens, Trixie and Katya was talking about how The Color of Night was his porn. He's like, I would just go watch the movie, watch Bruce's dick, and then run up to my room.
Do you want to try and tell MJ what Color of Night was?
It's flesh colored.
No. The plot of Color of Night.
Oh, I don't. Nope. I don't. I'll leave that to you.
Oh, God. I am terrified of this.
It's about... Bruce Willis is a psychiatrist. He's filling in for his buddy Scott Bakula, who dies in the movie.
Scott Bakula.
He takes over this group therapy session. There's a bunch of very strange people in it who may turn out to be killers. One of them is this boy who's very troubled and who has a sister who Bruce Willis starts sleeping with, the sister is also the brother.
Wait, hold on. I don't think I caught all of that.
So there's a troubled boy. He's in therapy, group therapy,
Okay.
telling all his problems to Bruce Willis, who starts sleeping with his sister, but the sister is actually the brother.
Do you need to go lie down for a little bit? Do you need an ice pack?
I might need a hospital. What is happening?
Are you having a stroke? Your face is drooping. It is. Yeah.
What?
She was her own brother. She was playing a boy in therapy and then started sleeping with Bruce Willis as the sister.
That's weird.
Oh. I thought that was a little bit. I thought it was a different sibling, but it's the same person.
It's the same person.
Oh God.
That's why I didn't want to tell you about it. I just wanted to let it go.
How old was this?
It's the least convincing thing, too. It's like
You think?
It's clearly a woman sitting in the therapy session.
We really should watch Color of Night. I think we should. I think we should. Definitely.
Maybe they explained it that they're twins. I don't know. It's still massively fucked up.
I don't even remember them. Like, I don't remember anyone talking about this
Just
movie back
Bruce
then.
Willis's penis is the only thing anybody talked about.
It starred his penis. That's all I knew.
Is a naked sex scene in a pool. That allegedly is him. We don't know. It's not a body double.
It's like, get me the biggest dong you could find in Hollywood and then say, that's mine. I'm fine with that.
Ugh.
I'm fine with that.
So, John Lovitz is in this movie.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Jussie Smollett is in this movie.
In an alleyway.
He's in a dark alley at night.
I don't know. That's rather portentous if you ask me. Jussie.
North foreshadowed his life. Those were actually Winchell's guys who came in 30 years
this
later.
movie gave him the idea. You know what I mean? That's great. God. How weird.
And that is not the most infamous cameo in this movie.
It's not. And I'm trying to think, like, I'm like, okay, all of these actors, my God, the love of my life, Alan Arkin's in this. Like, we have so many great people, but it's so bad.
It's so bad.
So, and Alan Arkin has a nose prosthetic, which I don't understand the need for, unless he didn't want to be recognizable in this movie.
Before I tell you the sad story of the person who's in this movie,
Oh God,
I should mention Rob Reiner turned down his own son. He was supposed to play the M. Vigoda character, but he did have an excuse. It wasn't that he didn't like the movie.
Oh,
he was making Fatal Instinct at the time.
Carl. Right.
Carl
Okay.
Reiner.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So Carl turned down his own son movie. Carl Reiner's best friend, Mel Brooks, said, fuck no.
Oh my God.
Mel Brooks, who was Carl Reiner's best friend, was the next choice, but he disliked the script and passed. Peter Falk also said no.
That's when you have to look at it and go, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to make this movie.
It's like, maybe this is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's something's telling me. I'm niggling in the back of my head going, this is probably not a good idea.
Like, maybe this is bad. Really bad.
Right. Or I could be pleasantly surprised. And he wasn't.
No.
So this is a kid's movie.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
And what kid wouldn't get a joke about the movie Witness? It's a 1986 thriller. Witness starring Harrison Ford.
Wow.
Is, a reference that's on the tip of every child's tongue, right next to Walter Winchell.
Always. We were sophisticated young kids, though. We did have a lot of pop culture references, but Witness wasn't one of them. It just wasn't one of them.
He reunites Alexander Goodenough and Kelly McGillis from Witness as the potentially Amish parents to what's his name? What's the kid's?
North?
Yeah, North.
Elijah
Wood. That reunion takes place in this movie for some reason.
And she doesn't even say a goddamn thing. She just stands there. It's like, what's the point?
Well, he introduces his son, who art Ezekiel.
Oh, yeah. 3 Ezekiels and 3 Arts.
Well, his son, who art.
Who art.
Again, a very funny joke in this very funny
because
movie.
they're Amish, right?
It is because they're Amish. That is the joke.
That's the joke. I feel a little let down by that. A little hurt, if you will.
There's a cosmic joke in this movie. That is I've teased this for far too long, and it's not even funny. It's not a funny joke. It's just sad and dark, and it's going to make everybody miserable.
Well, look at this podcast, though. We're used to that by now.
So there's a cameo in this movie that we all didn't see because we didn't recognize it at the time. It may have happened very early on. It did happen, though. There's a waitress in one scene with a cameo. Not even sure if she had a line, but this person is particularly infamous because she very much did murder her husband, who was a very famous comedian at the time.
Shut up. Phil Hartman's wife?
Brian Hartman is in this movie.
You're kidding.
This movie is fucking cursed.
Oh my God.
So Phil Hartman is a legend from Saturday Night Live, The Simpsons, like any funny joke
one of the greatest
The Simpsons
of all time.
It's a reference to probably something that Hartman did.
Mm-hmm.
And in, what year was it?
1997.
3 years after the making of this movie. This cursed fucking film. She murdered her husband while high on cocaine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. He was in bed, asleep. She just went up and shot him right in the fucking head.
Yeah.
They had 2 little kids downstairs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I will never forget, I was working at Disc Jockey. I was managing Disc Jockey at the time. And he calls me And all I remember is standing up by the counter. Luckily, no one was even in the store. I just slid down the wall and just started crying. That's how important Phil Hartman is to us. Like, he just is a god. You've seen him a million times in a lot of the movies that we watched. But yeah, wow. Bryn Hartman.
Yeah. You
Burn
thought
in
Jesse
hell,
Smollett
bitch.
was a sad cameo in this movie.
Wow. That's wow.
Yeah, there's no recovering from that.
Oh, Rob.
I mean, he didn't know.
No, but he should take this movie off the you know?
Don't let people watch this anymore, Rob.
No.
It's horrible. There's so many reasons just to not have this movie exist anymore.
You know, the only thing about this is,
Hmm.
and I'll say it, that, you know, again, there's a couple of moments that actually made me laugh. And also, does anyone remember the movie Boiling Point
What's Boiling Point?
with Wesley Snipes?
Jog my memory a little more.
Yeah, he was worried about the boiling point.
He
It was
was
very hot in this
90 minutes of Wesley Snipes making soup.
Hey, here's the thing. Yeah, that movie wasn't horrible, but we don't remember it. You know?
There's the first 5 minutes and then it goes
That's it.
black.
That's it.
It's like he's in a house.
Yeah.
And somebody's dead.
Oh, you're right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't even remember that much.
I remember it only because Wesley Snipes wasn't even in the movie when they made it. And then they had surgically grafted him into the movie like fucking China O'Brien or some shit. Like,
You know what? Maybe none of these actors said yes to North. They thought they were making a different movie, and Rob just took all of their likenesses, these scraps of other films, and plopped them
this is
in
the
here.
strangest SNL sketch I've ever been in. Rob Reiner's directing this?
Oh, I mean,
Albert Brooks turned this down, by the way.
damn fucking right he did. God, if Albert,
But he was making I'll be
I'll do
anywhere.
anything. I'll
I'll do
anywhere.
anything. I'll do everything. At the time,
He had the coolest bed in that movie. God, I think about that bed a lot. I really do. Like, it's two couches pushed together.
buried into the floor,
Remember?
right?
Buried in
Oh,
the floor.
big
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, that looks comfy. That looks
God.
comfy. I saw the craziest bed on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
It looked so comfortable. It had like so many different spots for you to just like kind of sit or like. It looked so comfy. It was like $2,000, but it looked so comfortable.
Did you send me that one?
No, I think I showed it to my mom. I sent it to my mom.
Mm.
Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Because it.
Fuzzy and I like to send pictures of couches to each other that we know we
There
don't
Like
it
Sadie
is.
sleep
Vance
on.
porn?
But we don't want to sleep with it. Yes, all the little ports and shit all over it. Show it to Sean. Isn't that an amazing bed? I know it's a podcast and you can't see it, but trust me,
It's
you'd
a
like
great
it.
It looks like a
It's
race car
great-
bed.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's like it's got so many places to plug in stuff, and it's got like side tables and bookshelves. I wanted.
How nobody thought of that when they were
So-
initially making beds is really weird to me.
Well, because not everyone was a lazy asshole like the rest. Some people use the bed just to sleep in and then they go to work.
That's weird.
I know. I mean, as for me, it's like my bed is a haven.
So there's at least one thing to be kind of nice about this movie, and that is the very first acting appearance of an honest-to-God modern legend, Scarlett Johansson.
She's adorable.
Yes.
in this.
8-year-old
Oh my God, she's
Scarlett
so
Johansson
cute.
is in this movie.
What's weird is she sounds exactly like the same, though, doesn't it? Like when you can hear her talk, you're like, there's that. It's going to be sultry when she gets older. It sure is.
But her little cheeks are she's just got the most recognizable little face.
Well, the little mouth. I mean, just
Yeah.
she was adorable. I loved seeing her. And she was playing John Ritter's daughter.
Aw.
I love John Ritter.
And she's talked about this movie and said she had a great experience because she's 8 and she had no idea what the fuck was happening.
Well, and your dad is being played by John Ritter. I bet she had a fucking blast.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
So it's John Ritter and Faith Ford. They play the family that might be the most likely that North could end up with because they're like normal, except that Faith Ford is basically wearing 50s fetish wear the entire
She's
time.
totally June Cleaver. And we don't understand. Like it's so weird. It's like, because it comes off like a fever dream, you forget if you're in the 90s or in the 60s. Like even like that phone bank of operators that were taking calls about North, all dressed like they were in the 60s, like a Mad Men era. It was, I guess that's what gave me whiplash throughout this entire movie. It's like, what year is it? I don't understand. God.
I mean, I get it. Like, Leave It to Beaver was like on TV all the time when we were kids.
Yeah.
I guess some of that makes a little bit of sense. That even though somebody Elijah Wood's age at the time was 12, which means he born in 1972.
Right.
At the time this movie was made. No, wait, 80.
No, 82. 80,
no?
Yeah. Wouldn't be 72.
82, yeah.
He'd be in his like 50s.
Yeah. I guess it was still on the air in the 80s.
Well, and like, him whistling the Andy Griffith theme song, we knew that too. You know what I mean? Like we grew up with those shows, but at the same time,
that's the thing. It's like this boomer nostalgia fetish thing where they've got to, like, we had the best of all things, and we're going to celebrate those in our movies and make kids like them too.
Yeah.
Which is just the most boomer thing ever to do, Rob. It really is. It's the most boomer energy possible to just say everybody likes the things that we liked.
Anytime you say, mine was the greatest generation, you're usually wrong,
I think the greatest generation was the one before boomers.
Which generation was that?
They were literally called the greatest generation.
Oh.
They were like the first time we named a generation, we go, the greatest generation.
See, and we were from the Pepsi generation.
Fuck yourself.
Oh, it's true. Generation Next.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. I love Pepsi. Thanks, Pepsi. They didn't want us to be Gen X. They wanted us to be Generation Next. Or no, that was Millennials, because I saw the Spice Girls singing that. Generation Next. You're welcome. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta go.
That was hurtful what you did there.
A choice for a new generation.
Another person who turned this movie down, Howard Stern, turned down a role in this movie.
I thought you were going to say Howard Hessman. Howard Stern?
Howard Stern turned down a role in this kid's movie.
Why would he be... Why... Because Private Parts didn't come out until 96, right?
It's all right. We got Richard Belzer instead.
Which is so weird. What an odd little cameo. It's like, I mean, actually, it's not that odd. It seems like something he would do, but, Belzer, you're supposed to be funny, man.
Carol O'Connor turned it down.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. Carol O'Connor turned the movie down. He was making In the Heat of the Night at the time. So he turned it down. Among the many, Robin Williams turned this movie down.
Oh.
He was supposed to play Jason Alexander's character.
Oh.
He was also asked to play Tex.
Now, I think with his, I could see him do Tex.
Yeah.
I could not see him as North's dad.
You imagine how fucking long this movie would be if he played the Bruce Willis role?
We'd never get through.
This movie would be 4 hours fucking long because Robin would be just riffing endlessly. Like, we need to stop and pause and thank Bruce Willis for doing this. He took a bullet for us all.
He did.
And on top of everything, he gives the best performance in the movie. He does.
Yeah. I said that in the middle of I was just like, you know what? I enjoyed
He's
seeing
the only one applying the right amount of energy in the entire movie.
The correct amount of energy for this movie.
He's the only one who understands the tone.
He's Bruce Willis.
He's playing Bruce Willis. He's like, he does not give a fuck.
He doesn't.
He does not care about what he's doing at all. He's shilling products. He's shilling Malamar. He's shilling FedEx.
I mean, I like him in this. And I don't really like Bruce Willis. So that says a lot. I was actually looking forward to, like, every time North went to another place, I kept going, God, I hope Bruce Willis shows up soon. Please. I can't do this alone.
Yeah, he's the only one giving, like, an actual good terrible performance in this movie. In this terrible movie.
Wow.
But really, truly, I mean, if it weren't for the fact that Robin was making Mrs. Doubtfire at the time, there is a nightmare alternate universe where he makes this movie and plays the Bruce Willis role.
God.
Oh, God.
It would just be like Remains of the Day is on still in my room.
And this podcast loves Robin Williams. We do.
We do. We absolutely do. But Mrs. Doubtfire is one of the worst movies we've ever seen.
I mean,
and also
we watched all of Children of the Corn. Mm-hmm. We watched all of Boiling Point. We watched all of Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
We turned off Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
We could not continue it. It was not.
That is it's like when you walk out of a theater. I've only ever walked out of a theater twice. One was The Man in the Iron Mask, and the other one was what's the other one? Oh, that Hugh Grant one when he went up the hill and came down. Oh my God, I was so bored. I still don't remember what that movie was about. No clue. But like this,
what
I
was
wanted
so bad
to walk
about
out.
Man in the Iron Mask?
Oh, I hated it. I think it was DiCaprio's hair in it.
I've walked out of 2 movies. Mm-hmm. As a professional film critic. I've walked out of 2 films. And they're both for the same reason. It's both about ass. So allow me to unpack this a little bit.
Oh, God.
Story time. Yeah. There's a movie called Formula 51. Or sometimes called The 51st State with Samuel L. Jackson and Robert Carlyle. And there's a scene in the movie where he and Robert Carlyle get over on the bad guys by giving them a bunch of laxatives. And they spend an entire scene just shitting. It goes on for so long of just fart noises and wet shit. For minutes on end.
I remember you told me about this after you went and saw it. You're like, it's fucking unbelievable. You were so mad. Yes. Like it was a personal affront to you.
It's one of the grossest things I've ever seen, so I got up and left. But then, not long after that, there's a movie called College. And in the movie College, these 2 kids are touring a college to potentially become students there, and they go to a frat party. And they're invited to take a butt chug. And they're like, what's a butt chug? And now you're thinking a butt chug is like there's this thing that they'll do in colleges where they'll stick a tube up your ass and a bunch of beer, like a beer enema. This, instead, is they've got a giant sweaty football player who pulls down his pants and you lay underneath him between his legs and they pour the beer between his butt cheeks and you drink that.
Oh.
It just made me think of Mallrats stink palms.
That's funny.
That is funny.
That's funny.
That's funny. But again, anything ass related.
Vomit off the side of the room.
Because we don't know what's been in there. We don't know. We don't know what you've done back there.
We don't know how well his cleaning routine is.
That's so true.
And he's a very large man, so it can't be easy for him.
Look, we've all suffered from swamp ass at one point. That could have been his thing.
He's also just been pounding beers for hours.
Oh, so he's like, beer farts coming out of there. Hot ones.
Okay, I might vomit. Oh.
Hot beer farts is good.
Hot beer farts is on the cut list?
No, it's going to go on a t-shirt.
I'd rather put it on the cunt list.
I'm just going to be thinking about it for the rest of the day. I'm just going to keep saying it to myself over and over again. What is wrong with me? I think this is the menopause. I think that's what's happening. Because, I'm literally crying. Over. Hot beer farts. Are we done?
I was just going to read you the endings of this movie. Because, of course, we got one ending and there was another ending. The movie originally ended with North and his parents in his room, and he confesses his dream to them. His dad was surprised to hear his dream, while his mom reminds him that although parents get overwhelmed, they still love him, and North's dad promises to pay closer attention to him. But in the last scene, his mom and dad ignore him and start to argue again.
Oh.
That's how it was originally going to end. But then Rob Reiner said, no, we should probably do a happy ending. And that's how we end up with It Was All a Dream. And he reunites with his parents and they're very happy.
God, what a hack fucking move. It was all a dream. You know what? Fine. Fuck you. This movie just gave me the middle fingers. Anytime you say it was all a dream, fuck you.
Oh, just the cheapest screenwriting bullshit.
Hop out. Hop out. Oh my God.
So, like, there's like an entire, like, I think this originated with Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So Dallas, a big show in the 80s, this huge thing. They do this thing at the end of the season where they kill one of the main characters, Bobby Ewing.
And he's the cutest one.
And they come back to start the next season, and he's just there in the shower.
His wife wakes up. Yeah. And then, and there's this whole thing about, him dying and like this huge big finale thing. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, yay, he's back on the show and everything. And it's like, it was all a dream.
All a dream.
No. No. Then how do you account? That's like, you know what they never did that on? They never did that on Days of Our Lives when Marlena got possessed. They should have, but they fucking didn't.
On the show where she got possessed by a demon. They never said it was just all a dream.
Yep, exactly. They should. I'm just saying.
I think Roseanne did it worse.
Oh, where it was all a dream.
The entire season, the entire like 7th season of Roseanne was revealed to be all a dream. Like all the character development, every story that they told was just a dream.
So fun fact about that. My show, Absolutely Fabulous. Well, so Roseanne is obsessed with this show, reaches out, tries to see if they can remake AmFab over here.
No.
Jennifer Saunders and Joanna Lumley actually came on and did an episode of Roseanne. And then Roseanne tried to emulate them. And basically, so in that season, she won the lottery. She had all this money. And she's walking around trying to be like AmFab, trying to be like Jennifer Saunders. And that was the whole thing. It was a gigantic, it just trashed the show. The ratings went way the fuck down.
They also killed off John Goodman.
Yeah. Like
Which I know the look on your face is confused because The Conners stars John Goodman. Like, wait, if he's, that was also revealed to be a separate dream.
So she died instead.
She's dead now.
Oh.
Because she's horrible.
Well, she is horrible. I'd imagine a show that was named after you and you get fired from it. Sweet justice.
Cancel culture.
She's a horrible human being. She goes to Mar-a-Lago parties and shit like that. Yeah.
Big Twitter friend with Candace Owen.
Of course she
they
fucking
talk
is.
all the time. So I don't know why I find this hilarious, but I find this piece of IMDb trivia very funny for the reaction to it. John Lovitz and Alan Arkin have unusual character names of Arthur Belt and Judge Buckle. And one person responded to this with a downvote.
This is on IMDb.
It's on IMDb.
It sounds like it's on Reddit. Like that. Just here for the ratio, man.
I don't care for that joke.
I just want to be like one of those petty people. I don't quite like that. To everything. Just be contrarian to everything. God.
One of my weirdest, like, modern things that doesn't make any sense to me is, like, people post things on like, Facebook, and grown adults will respond to something on Facebook with, like, an angry face emoji.
It's like the day that Kamala Harris and she was running, there's all these people like anger underneath it. It's like, oh, are you angry?
There was just nothing. There could not be anything less adult, like less grown up, than I'm going to negative face this. Where's my negative emoji? Click. I don't care for this. I'm a grown adult. Responding to this with an emoji.
God, that is so peak Facebook, though, isn't it? It's just the most prime Facebook thing to do. God.
Yeah.
This is what the kids do, right? They use an emoji when they're angry.
I feel so bad, like, because I mean, again, I used to hate people who used emojis. I used to hate them, and now I'm the biggest offender of them. Mainly because I love the laughy one. It's like it's so much easier than to type out hi ha ha whatever.
Yeah, and it's just it's quicker. And it's more expressive. I don't know. I add that to almost everything.
But I feel old when I do it, and or I always had a problem with LOL. I couldn't stand it because my dad used to use it, and he thought it was lots of love.
You mean live out loud?
Oh my god,
live out loud. Could you imagine, like, you have all these happy, or these laughing faces, and then it's live out loud, like it's a product,
like it's a Queen Latifah movie.
It's a Holly Hunter movie. Fuck.
Late period.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, I'm in my 40s. Maybe I can go start doing something crazy. Just like Holly Hunter.
Doesn't live out loud sound like something that somebody puts on one of those wood pieces and like sticks it to a wall?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
It says LOL, live out loud.
Oh, we're all going to Kathy's for punch later. Who's bringing the hot dish? What I'm going for is country. Just go.
Live, laugh, love.
Live
out loud.
Here's my corn-husk dolls up here. They're very dusty. They just always get dusty. We don't dust them, though, because, that's just not what we do. We drink milk from little jam jars.
Oh.
And somebody's going to send me the recipe for their 7-layer salad. I hate us.
That sounded like you sounded so much like Maggie Mae Fish's character that she plays on her show. She's got this like Minnesota mom that she does to introduce, like, and she's always like covered in blood accidentally.
Even better. I love her. That's just great. Hey, question.
What's that?
A, we didn't like this movie, right? And then 2, what are we going to watch next week?
We may not have liked North. I don't know how this happened.
Wait, do we like this movie?
Your womb liked it.
Oh. It's kind of hard when it's more barren than that.
The only thing more barren on this island is my wife.
It's never going to leave me.
So horrible.
That's going to follow me everywhere for the rest of my life until you push me down the ice floe. I'm like, remember that barren joke? Ah! Still laughing.
Clear and Present Danger, anyone?
Oh, God. Why were there so many movies like this back then? It's another Harrison Ford vehicle, yeah?
Airheads.
God, we could really tear that movie apart. Although Brendan Fraser's in it, he's a god. We
Joe
love him.
Mantegna with his kind eyes.
He does have very kind eyes.
I'm trying to start that as a meme.
Joe Mantegna.
I watched a whole season of Criminal Minds in a day. And I was trying to explain to Amy why people find Joe Mantegna sexy.
And I said no.
You remember Joe Mantegna from Body of Evidence, don't you?
I've also seen him in Criminal Minds. I've seen, I think, 7 seasons of it.
He has kind eyes. Does he not?
Does have kind eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. He was in Airheads?
Yeah, he played the radio DJ.
Let's do Airheads.
But there's one more choice. Because we want to be in with the boomers.
Oh,
we really want to make them happy and talk about things that relate to them. We could talk about the 1994 adaptation of Little Rascals, which also gets referenced in this movie today.
Yes, remember that earlier.
I gotta ask Mr. Google a question very quickly. So you two talk amongst yourselves.
Here's the thing. No.
No.
No. No.
I didn't even finish typing the question, and Google goes, "Are you asking if the Little Rascals were orphans?" I'm not the first person to have this thought.
That's so intuitive.
How many people watched this movie?
Wow.
Yes, some shorts from the Little Rascal series, also known as Our Gang, show the children as orphans who are separated from each other. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
You just said I don't know what that means, and I asked you what it
means. The series was ran from the 1920s to the 1940s, created by Hal Roach Studios, blah, blah, blah. Featured children who were often poor and faced conflict with adults. And parents, they don't have parents. They're orphans.
They're orphans. They don't have
They're orphans.
Orphans?
orphans.
Oh, you're orphans.
Miami Connection, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest movies ever made.
I have to watch that
Actual
again.
line from the movie.
Orphans.
There's this rock band. And then- so it's called Miami Connection, but it's set in Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Drug gangs
Mhm.
are trying to run Orlando, but they can't because there's a rock band.
Yep.
A rock band called, what are they called? Dragon Sound.
Mm-hmm.
And they also know karate.
Yeah.
And
All of them.
they all live together
Yeah.
in a house, and they are all orphans.
Orphans.
Except for one whose arc is that he's reuniting with his father.
And they do a lot of things shirtless, which is even weirder.
Oh my God. The one guy who he is exactly Oates from Hall & Oates.
100%. Oh my
But-
God.
Oh my God. They've got a song called Dance the Ninja. But that's not even the best song.
No. Isn't it Friends Forever?
Friends Forever.
That's my favorite one. That's my
Friends
favorite
for
one.
eternity. Honesty, loyalty. We
Friends
we
for
stick together through thick and thin.
Yep. Oh my God. It's
We're going to play you the song
You-
after the show.
it's so good. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. Yeah. 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 Let's watch that instead. No, it's not 1994, but still.
We'll watch Alison Pregler's review.
There you go. Or we can, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Check out her new video, by the way. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay.
Alison Pregler is one of my, if not my favorite person on YouTube. She's just very funny because Baywatching is amazing. But her new video is all about a David Hasselhoff movie that was only released in Germany.
Of course it was.
It's a joke like right out of North, isn't it?
Yep.
Because like there's a joke in North where he gets like French parents, and every channel on TV is
Jerry
just Jerry
Lewis.
Lewis movies.
What was
Everybody's wearing berets.
I
North is wearing
remember
a
that
beret.
joke. Like, I remember everybody going, oh, you know, the French love Jerry Lewis. And none of us could ever figure out why, because he's horrible.
Well, and the thing is, they don't actually love him as much as we think. They gave him an award once, and they did. There was like this whole thing where the French do like and respect Jerry Lewis, but then we turned it into the French only like Jerry Lewis, just like the Germans only love David Hasselhoff. It's like our way of mocking them. It's like, oh, but they like Jerry Lewis, okay?
But, I mean, the Germans are kind of stupid for liking David Hasselhoff so much. Like, they made the Hoff like a god. Yeah, like he sang, didn't he sing by the Berlin Wall?
He sang
On the Berlin Wall. Yeah, no one wanted that. No one asked for it. Poor
he sang a
Germans.
song called I've Been Looking for Freedom.
Oh, God, it's so good. We have to watch that one next.
On top of the Berlin Wall as it was being torn down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, that's why I think of Lila, and she needed to take that mallet and go knock him right off the wall.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
here's this amazing moment in world history where a country that had been divided for years and was, coming together for the first time, and communism is coming to an end, and people are reunited with their families, and it's incredibly emotional. And now David Hasselhoff,
he's the voice of a generation.
We wonder why the world hates us. We wonder why.
You know what? I stopped wondering a long time ago. I know. I understand it.
Oh, it's been clear to me.
Trust me, I hate me more than
It's
you
like
do.
day
So
one on this planet.
we are like a boil on the ass of the planet, aren't we? We really are. Somebody pop us.
You think the Germans ever talk about Hasselhoff being there? No.
No, not now. But, I think that, just like how our grandparents always had pictures of John F. Kennedy on the wall, I think that they did that in Germany, but with the Hoff. And like little candles.
Are you writing hack jokes now?
I am. I just spent a lot of time with Rob Reiner and watching North. So
See, the problem is Gen X. We're Gen X, and we don't know when we're joking anymore.
Are they joking? I don't even know anymore.
Greatest to own in Simpsons history.
It's true.
Are you being sarcastic, dude?
I don't even know.
An entire generation wept.
Oh,
Because, yeah.
I remember watching that with you and then just turning to you and laughing so hard. It's like, God, somebody really captured a moment there.
Thank you, Conan.
Thank you, for sure. God bless. All right. So wait, did we decide which one we're watching next week?
You didn't.
Oh, I said Airheads.
All right, fine. Still
Airhead.
Little Rascal.
Fuck Little Rascals.